Well, I actually put some PB Blaster in this tiny hole right here and worked the key switch back and forth, and it actually started working. The ignition terminal is still not working, but the accessory one is, and that's really all I would need. The key on position, I'll have power coming to here, and then all the way over to the start position I have power coming to the ignition, so I'll be able to use this switch. What's annoying is not one but both switches were missing all of the nuts. Furthermore, I don't even know where these were mounted originally. This hole is huge, so I could mount it there. Put some washer, make some kind of a washer or spacer, and I could make it mount there. But the problem with that, I don't like about that, is then it's facing straight up and it's going to get a lot of rain and stuff down in there. I'd rather have it down lower. There's a grommet right here. Not sure what that's for. It won't fit through there. That hole's too large. This hole right here would be perfect, but I can't put it in there because the frame is in the way here. This, I don't know, this hole right here has this preheating element switch in it, but it doesn't look like that's where it originally was, so I'm thinking maybe that's where the key switch was originally. Don't know. Well, I could wire the switch up. I know that I got two wires here the same color, unfortunately, that run down through this wire loom down to the starter solenoid. And you can see one of them goes to the battery side of the solenoid, and the other's to the actual part of the solenoid that when 12 volts is sent to that wire, it engages the solenoid. So one's a feed and one's a return. So I'll just put my battery on and battery connection on and check the voltage. Okay, I got 12 volts on this wire, so I know this is the feed, and so the other one is the one going back to the solenoid. So that one going back to the solenoid, this one, is going to go in the ignition terminal of the key switch. Okay, so this 12 volt feed wire should probably go up to the other side of the ammeter. You know, I've already got this other red wire attached to the ammeter coming down that was going to one of those two key switches. So I'm just going to take that one and the feed wire, and I'm going to connect them together on the battery terminal of the working key switch. As I was tightening the nut there, the spade terminal broke off that wire. Well, all the ring terminal sizes I don't have the right size to put this wire on. It's a pain, so I'm just going to put the wire on directly to the switch for now, and leave the alternator and all that circuit disconnected for now. At least I'll have a key switch to start. I'm not going to permanently mount the switch until I finish the wiring. So right now though, I got it wired so that I can start the damn thing with the key. So that's good. Now, one of the other things that's really been driving me nuts about this thing is the shuttle shift. The shuttle shift is really sloppy, and it makes it, lots of times it doesn't want to go in reverse. Seems to go forward easier. And if I look at the linkage down here, I could see a big part of the problem is there is way too much play in this linkage right here. I don't know if you can see this, but this is a flat piece of metal that's twisted. So there's a flat going this way, and then there's a flat going this way. And the hole that this bolt goes through right here is way elongated, so that's why it's not working too good. So what I want to try and do is take that metal piece out and see if I can't make up a new one that isn't all messed up. So I need to get, there's a nut, there's a bolt there on the underside. I got to get that off, and then this one here. So I'm going to get some PB Blaster on it. Okay, so here's the problem. That hole is too big, and that hole is too big. And this is just a little strap of metal looking at it. It's obviously fabricated by somebody much later on in the life of this tractor, but this bolt right here, this hole, you can see how much free play there would be right there. You add that to how much free play there is in there. And that sums up why it's such a sloppy shifter. So I think we're going to have to make something up to make up for that. The threaded hole on this lever right here is just a little bit too small, and it's a different thread than what I've got on these. So I could drill that out and then just use a nut and a washer on the other side, because the little linkage here comes with a nut and a washer, lock washer. But on this side here, that hole's even smaller. So I'm going to have a problem there. So I'm thinking maybe I want to get these things I have right here in the next size down. I might be all set. Decided I want to get this done today, so I want to use the little linkages I've got. So I took this bolt out right here. I'm trying to get this bottom piece off of the shaft. I've got it loose, but it's not quite coming off, so I want to try and tap it off. This long screwdriver down in there and give it a couple whacks. So obviously we're working on this because that's why they cut this big hole right here in the sheet metal. Now with this piece removed, I could see that I can enlarge that hole enough and use one of these. Okay, I enlarged this hole to 1/4 inch, and it's a perfect fit for this. So that's going to work. And then now I've got to enlarge that hole on there, which is going to be a little trickier because of the clearance issue here. So I'm going to use my 90-degree or my right angle cordless drill. Alright, now all I need is a short piece of 1/4 inch threaded rod. That completes the link between these two little U-joints. Linkages, whatever. Who cares what they're called? You know what they do. They swivel nice. Okay, so I'm going to take one out so I can go see what I've got for threaded rod. Well, here's what I came up with. A little piece of threaded rod. Turns out this is a 1/4 inch fine thread, and couldn't find threaded rod at my local place that size. So then I took a bolt, and all of the bolts weren't completely threaded. They were partially threaded ones. So I ended up wanting a longer one, so I actually got one that was the right size, and then I came home, put it in a vise, ran a tap down it, made it longer, and then cut off the section that's not threaded. And this is my threaded rod, so now I'm going to screw it in. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to install it. Okay, it's in. Now I'm just going to reinstall the bolt in here and align the lever for the neutral position, and then tighten the bolt down and test it out. It is a lot less slop in this handle now. You can see its linkage is working good. The next slop point, so to speak, is down there. That lever actually pivots. Somewhere down there, and then comes out down there. Get the camera in here so you can see. There's a turnbuckle right there. You see it? And that turnbuckle has just the eye has a bolt going through it right down there where my finger's pointing. And that's a little loose. So that might be able to tighten that up and make that a little better too if I can get a wrench in there. Well, it's going to be a much tougher kettle of fish to get into that. It's going to be a much tougher kettle of fish to get into that. That's a bolt, so I've got to be able to get on the backside to hold it, and it's going to be kind of tough to get to it. But I think if I start the engine and raise the loader, I can get to it. For now, I'm just going to leave it and test out how it's running, how it's working with just the way I fixed it. Well, way back when I had that mishap where the backhoe ended up falling forward, pushing the seat forward. The seat never came all the way back. It's kind of stuck. I'm going to throw some PB Blaster in there because it makes it kind of hard to drive it with it, so my legs being so long. Oh, one more bit of business. I got a low tire over here. I gotta air it up before I go. Alright, I aired up that tire some. It was only 13 pounds in it. I got it up to 17.5. It's about as far as I'm going to go because this tire's pretty dry rotted. You see these splits right here, and last thing I need is for a tire to blow while I'm inflating it and ruin my day. This one here also got some splits in it too. This one doesn't look as low, but this one's also only about 13.5 pounds. I got this one up to about 15 and I'm stopping again because I don't want to push my luck with these tires. I got that seat to move back about another inch, so that might be just enough to make it a little easier for me to drive. Okay, let's try the new key switch deal here. Throttle. It's been sitting all day. It's late afternoon already. Can't believe I didn't get much done today, but I'm going to let's see, try this preheater. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see if that helps. Preheater works good. Here, try my new shuttle shift out. It's still in reverse even though I put it back to the neutral position. You gotta kind of like still mess with it to get it to go back to neutral, so. Well, it's going to neutral from forward, okay. Seems alright.